The fact that the death of a scientist is headline news worldwide is in some ways the most fitting tribute Stephen Hawking could possibly have.
Hopefully he'll inspire a lot of kids to dream big. This kind of exposure almost guarantees that somebody out there just learned of this great man for the first time. The man must have known he was as iconic as Newton or Einstein. Didn't he hold Newton's chair? Agreed. I don't begrudge athletes or movie stars their celebrity. I just wish there were more people famous for their intellect and ideas. In 50 or so years we'll be talking about Stephen Hawking the same way we talk about Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, or Ernest Rutherford. We lost someone truly special.
At the age of 60, Snoop Dogg will be 420 in dog years.
And we'll never know since he's been in a weed-induced time lock for decades now. For a second there I thought you were telling me Snoop Dogg is now 60 years old. Holy crap, when I turn 60 I'll also be 420 in dog years. Oh, never knew I had so much in common with Snoop Dogg. That's awesome. Asterisk dog years. Edit. Wow. Thanks for the gold and the love, guys. Here's the message from my anonymous gold giver. Happy New Year's, friendo. I'm fucking drunk.
Being an adult is eating the crust not because you like it, but because you paid for it.
Give me the bread bones. Except at the pizza buffet. Gotta take it easy on the crust or you'll get too full. That's how they get ya. And then you slowly realize how much you like it because it tastes exactly like saving money. If you won't eat the crust, that means it's a shitty pizza.
Sunny D tastes like someone made a bet that they could make orange juice without oranges.
Orange drink. Sunny D tastes more like the color orange than an orange itself. That's why I always go for the purple stuff. Fun fact, Sunny D neutralizes the taste of alcohol. Enjoy, kiddos.
Nobody cares if their deodorant is 24-hour or 48-hour, they are still going to apply it once a day.
My brand says it's 48 hours protection, but on the back says to achieve 48 hours protection, apply every 12 hours. What if you have no access to deodorant for more than 24 hours? I don't care if it's 24 or 48 hours. I just want one that works a solid 8. Not true. I worked with a dude who, to put gently, smelled to high heaven. One of the girls asked him to put deodorant on one day and he said, I did yesterday. It's the 48 hours stuff.
Baby Yoda's first word probably came after his second word.
Confusing my brain this is. Confusing my brain this is. Like that, I do. Okay, picture this. Baby Yoda SP, species, says his first words to the Mandalorian in the right order. He continues to talk with regular sentence structure. And we all realize that Yoda had a speech impediment and we've been making fun of him this whole time.
Telling a dangerously overweight person not to lose weight because they're beautiful is like telling an alcoholic not to stop drinking because they're fun.
A reminder of this rule. Greater than don't be a jerk. Come on, guys. Be civil to one another. This post is now locked. Been binge drinking for over a year. Never touched alcohol before then. I loved myself sober but everyone hated me. Now I hate myself drunk and everyone loves me. Edit. 10 days sober. I am very overweight and am trying to lose it. The amount of people who tell me I don't need to lose weight because I'm beautiful how I am is astonishing. I tell them that if they think I'm beautiful now wait till they see the weapon I'm going to become. Not to be like an Uncle Tom about it or anything. But as an extremely obese person, I can tell you personally, there are absolutely no positives to living this way. I don't want to be this way. Because it hurts. It's dangerous. And I know I'm going to end up dying because of it. Any other very fat person who tells you otherwise are lying to you in themselves. And they probably know it. This is a sickness. I wish every day I weren't this way. And I try to motivate myself every day to fix it. But it's a sincere mental illness that does not want to fix itself. I know these problems of mine are made, brick by myself, but I hate it. And that only leads to me quite literally feeding into it. People, don't let your kids become fat.
Running from the cops is the ultimate double or nothing.
Alright, guys. Best of 3. Saw some dude in college run from the cops right when they were about to cuff him. He then dodged a taser shot and dove headfirst over a 6-foot fence and got away. Dude was absolutely hammered as well and was carrying a handle of liquor when he got stopped, lol. I heard if you can kiss the cop on the lips before they get the cuffs on you, you are free to go. And fighting the cops is shoving all in.
Talent shows like Britain's Got Talent become much more disturbing when you realize that it's just 4 rich people dangling money in front of poor people and telling them to dance for their entertainment.
It reminds me of that Black Mirror episode that took this a bit further into a dystopian future. I think what gets me, by the time you see them on TV they've tried out several times. That means the ones who are just horrible were let in on purpose. 15 million merits. I can't even name a winner from The Voice. It's a show promoting the judges' careers. And the singers are just cannon fodder.
When people brokenly speak a second language they sound less intelligent but are actually more knowledgeable than most for being able to speak a second language at all.
I brokenly spoke French in Paris. The waitress told me to just speak English. I did not feel intelligent. I once saw a Mexican speak broken English to an Armenian who spoke broken English. They understood each other perfectly. What I love about the way non-native speakers break English is that usually it reveals something meaningful about their original language. For example, had an Austrian intro programming instructor who would say things like, "Do you find this maybe to be true?" Or, "That was a good idea" from Zach Cumming, which made perfect sense given German sentence structure. Gloria in Modern Family says this, "You don't even know how smart I am in Spanish."
There is no physical evidence to say that today is Wednesday. We all just have to trust that someone has kept count since the first one ever.
_IRL is keeping track of Wednesdays, my dude. Surely Odin would have interfered by now if we were all getting his day mixed up. I won't be coming to work tonight. But it's Wednesday. You're on the schedule. There's no physical proof it is actually Wednesday. Can we all agree it's Saturday instead?
The tallest person in the world has physically experienced being the exact height of every other person in the world at some point.
I remember when I was your height. My calc teacher used this as an example of the intermediate value theorem. Growing tall has its ups and downs. I still remember the first time I shoved my hands in a running ceiling fan trying to take off a hoodie. And I am not even crazy tall. And the oldest person in the world was at one point the youngest.
The porn sites in the Star Wars universe must have so many categories.
Many Bothans die to bring us this pornography. Masturbating using the Force. Gaping Sarlacc pit and Boba Fett as its feeder. Twilight category intensifies.
Your future self is talking shit about you.
This is dangerously close to being inspirational. Joke's on him. I'll fucking ruin his life. That's okay, I'm fucking his ex. Yeah, well my future self is probably a dick. So now we're both talking shit.
The first person who inhaled helium must have been so relieved when the effects wore off.
Maybe the first person who inhaled helium was really disappointed when the effects wore off. I caused my 11-year-old daughter to drop her book, my 5-year-old son to scream, and my wife to look at me with the facial expression of WTF. Single quote. When I used my son's nearly deflated birthday balloon that was half floating in the hall as I came in from work, cut the bottom crimp off, emptied my lungs and huffed that fucker like it was the last drag of the last cigarette in the world. Then I opened the living room door and simply said, "Carrot, hello carrot everybody." Single quote. Then I laughed like a freak while the kids tried to work out what was going on. The wife just shook her head. Edited to please you, Nathu 42 in you, a Swedish fish. I caused my 11-year-old daughter to drop her book, my 5-year-old son to scream, and my wife to look at me with the facial expression of WTF. Single quote. When I used my son's nearly deflated birthday balloon that was half floating in the hall as I came in from work, cut the bottom crimp off, emptied my lungs, and huffed that fucker like it was the last drag of the last cigarette in the world. Then I opened the living room door and simply said, "Carrot, hello carrot everybody." Single quote. Then I laughed like a freak while the kids tried to work out what was going on. The wife just shook her head. Edited to please you, Nathu 42 in you, a Swedish fish. I want to try sulfur hexafluoride. It's more dense than the air we breathe. It'll make your voice deeper.